Hey, y'all, listen. Happy Monday, y'all. Happy Monday. A lot of people say happy Barack Obama Day, right? Happy President's Day. Happy Monday, y'all. Listen, it's trending topics, and I'm running a little late today. And let me tell y'all why I was running late. Well, it's a couple reasons. I had to drop my son back off at school tonight. I had to drop him off back at the school tonight. And then in addition to that, then I got caught up watching Tasha K. Yes, I did. I got caught up watching this interview on Tasha K. There's this guy, Ace Metaphor, or something like that. And I did watch him every now and then. But, come to find out something crazy with him. Listen, let me tell y'all this to all my ladies out there. A lot of people, they seek advice when they're single because they're tired of being lonely. And then they seek advice from these gurus, so to speak. Remember the guru, what's his name? He ended up dying, God rest his soul. He ended up dying, but then in the background, you find out it was all this crazy stuff in his own personal relationships. But these women used to call into him all the time, and he used to tell them, how you looking for a high value man when you a low value woman? And if you got 3 kids and you're this age, you can never find anybody. He ain't God, or he wasn't God. But anyway, a lot of people, they call and they listen to these gurus because they don't want to trust Kevin Samuels. They don't want to trust their own instincts when it comes to finding a mate, believing, trusting in God, or looking for a mate, or whoever they believe in trusting, or trusting yourself. Trusting yourself. Don't let nobody tell you with your own good. If you calm yourself down and listen to yourself, you will know who's right for you and who's wrong for you. And how to find the right man. One guy wanted to tell me why he thought I was single. I said, how you going to tell me how you think I'm single and you single yourself? Like, get out my face. Some of them be trying to bamboozle you so you can end up being with them. No, I'll pass. I'm good. Vivica Fox good. And when the right one comes around, I know. If I don't know, then you know what? Maybe I'll catch him the next time. I don't know. But I don't need nobody telling me how to find a man. But that's a side note. I was over there stuck on Tasha K, man. I was watching. Okay, but I'll catch the replay. But anyway, guys, welcome in the building. Thanks for being here for Trending Topics, okay? It's Trending Topics Monday, and the title is simple. It's called Wow. It's called Wow. Now, see, everybody gets messy. Everybody gets messy. So you got the facility that Wendy Williams is in. You got an insider dropping the deets, dropping the information. And the information that they dropping is they're saying the reason why Wendy Williams ended up on the 5th floor where you needed a key to get on the elevator is because when she was on the 3rd floor, Takesha, I was over there with you. I was over there too. That's why I'm late. Sometimes, ain't nothing wrong with watching the other people on the YouTube. Everybody got a little something to say. Got some good interviews every now and then. So listen, she said the reason why, and thanks to all the mods out there. I see your car bar in Savannah. Thank you. I appreciate y'all. So they said the reason why Wendy ended up on the 5th floor is because when she was on the 3rd floor of the facility and she had more freedom, she ended up there at the facility restaurant getting her drink on. Now that facility know they dead wrong. They figured the only way they're going to keep her from going to the restaurant is putting her on lockdown. But if you put her on lockdown, how do you reintroduce her to the world? Because she's going to have to pass liquor stores, restaurants, friends are going to be drinking. The goal of any therapy is to reintroduce you back into the world. Yeah, I'm going to be successful if you got me locked away. If you got me locked away and all you bring into my room is fruits and vegetables, yeah, I'm eating healthy. Because I ain't got no other choice. I can't get to the vending machine. I can't go to Starbucks. Yeah, they be like, Divas, 30 days, no lattes. Yeah, because y'all wasn't giving it to me. Y'all got me locked up. But if you give me therapy and you teach me how to pull back on said things, then you got to test me out in the world. You said, Diva, today we're going to let you go to the supermarket. And then you got to put the supermarket on a route where I'm going past 3 Starbucks. And the test will be, did I go in there and get me a latte? If I did, when you bring me back, you know I ain't ready. That's what they need to do to Wendy. My glasses seem like they crooked. But instead, they locked her up. They locked her up. And that's why we see the Wendy we see now. We see the sober Wendy. But the key is, can she go out there on her own in the world and not touch said alcohol? I'm praying for Wendy, but I don't want this to end up being a Britney Spears situation. Remember, y'all, not me, and y'all know I'm teasing y'all, but y'all was out there, free Britney, free Britney, free Britney. Britney got freed and she lost her mind. But we're going to talk about it. We'll talk about Wendy Williams and somebody at the facility diming out the business. But I'm going to tell you why they diming out the business too. Because right now the facility is looking shady. Like, why do you have somebody that seems like they fine, locked up, locked away, and talking about they only got air 2 days out of a 30-day month? So they got to fight back and push back a little bit too, because they got other people there besides Wendy. So imagine if you just a regular person that got money and you got your family member there. I'll be calling up my family member, sis, you know Wendy at that a facility with Ma? Yeah. You think they not letting Ma out for 30 days? She said she feel like a prisoner. You think our family member feels like a prisoner? And we paying $40,000 a month? They got the other residents to be worried about if their family members are thinking that the facility is like a prison because they hearing it for Wendy. We're going to talk about it. Then we got Mayor Eric Adams. You know, politics in the U.S. is becoming straight foolery. I don't got the time, but literally I could wake up tomorrow and be like, you know what, I'm just going to run for mayor. And then after that, I'd be like, you know what, I'm going to run for president. And if I got enough people to back me, I could probably win. Because it's straight foolery right now. You don't need credentials. You don't need to be elegant with your speech. And you know what? Where are the speech writers? You don't even have to read what the people that write for you say. Now listen, I know the most horrific sinners in the world. Like, they don't give a darn. Curse, smoke, drink, do whatever they want. But when it comes to the church, even if they don't believe in the church, even if they talk about the church, they still don't play with the church. They be like, no, I ain't gonna do that up in the church. No, hold on. Put your cigarette down for 1 minute. We about to walk by a church. I know sinners that respect the church. But you got Mayor Eric Adams. He gangster. He for the streets. The mayor of this city, a big city too, New York City. The mayor of New York City, he's straight for the streets. He's a gangster. And that's why that whole NYPD over there was going rogue. Jeffrey Madry treating a precinct like a whole Bronco. Having people bend over his office. Tay, I appreciate you. Thank you. Yes, y'all, we hit 39K. Amen. He treating the NYPD like a whole Bronco. And his payment to the people was overtime, the taxpayer dollars. And that's why New York now, first of all, from New Jersey to New York to cross the bridge is ridiculous, the price. Then you cross the bridge and boom, you right in the congested area. Well, now they're charging you a congestion pricing. And hold on, if you want to park your car in the city, $50 minimum. Unless you found you a coupon on Groupon, and then good luck trying to find the address of that parking lot that you found on Groupon for $30. Then you pay the $30 parking, and it's 900 blocks from the venue that you was trying to go to. New York City is a whole racket. And then you got Mayor Eric Adams. You know whatever happened? I got secondhand embarrassment for Mayor Eric Adams. Whatever happened to you just being shamed? Like, girl, no, I'm not gonna go there because girl, what I did last week, I just don't even want the people to know. Then your girlfriends be like, girl, no, nobody's thinking about that. Nobody know. No, I'ma just chill for about 3-4 weeks. Make sure they really forgot. And then I'ma slip out again. Now people don't give a darn. The scandal happened at 10 o'clock in the morning. At 3 o'clock, they back in the streets. Like, whatever. And then if you dare say something to them, they be like, well, F you. Mayor Eric Adams goes up in somebody's church. Yes, he did. I'm going to show it to y'all. He goes up in somebody's church and said, I ain't going nowhere. I will not resign. And he said, and if you ain't with me, then you against me. And I'm paraphrasing, but that's pretty much what he said. Then he had the nerve to tell the people what to do. He said, if somebody come up in your face and say, I got to go, then you tell them off. This man, when them charges was against him, he was quiet as a mouse. He was running scared. He had to go to the hospital. He had a mysterious illness. He had a side ache, a back ache. He couldn't do his duties for a week. Soon as Trump announced that he wanted them people to dismiss the charges, he got his superpower back. He got his mouth back, and he was running his mouth. He gangster now. No, Eric. When the charges was up against you, when they came on the streets and took your electronics, you was shut. You was quiet. Now you out in these streets talking about what you ain't gonna do, what nobody gonna do, this, that, and the other. He gangster now. Messy. But we gonna talk about it. But I don't talk to enough people. Listen, y'all know what I need in the chat. I need a what? I need a choo-choo. All aboard, everybody. It is Monday night trending topics, and we got stuff to talk about. The title is called Wow. We got Wendy Williams. Listen, the people at the facility running their mouth, being anonymous. They're like, no. Hold on. The only reason why Wendy ended up on the 5th floor, because when she was on the 3rd floor, she was wilding out. And then we got Mayor Eric Adams. I'm going to bring the people in the building. Hold on. Hey, Savannah.
Hey, Diva.
Hey, Felicia. Hey, Julius. Hey, Wayne.
Diva, hit the like button.
Hey, Diva.
Hey. All right, y'all. We're going to get right into this story. Listen, I've been around for a minute now. And I've never in my life, maybe towards the last 5 years, have I seen politics going so rogue. Usually they did go rogue. They always went rogue, but it was more behind the scenes. Now it is up front, in our face, gangster. It's like street stuff. It's ridiculous. It's like straight street. It's like street stuff. It's like, what mayor goes into a church? I'm gonna show y'all. Hold on, we're gonna get into this. Let me share a screen. We're gonna start with Mayor Eric Adams. Here, let's do this one right here. Hold on.
Eric Adams is holding on and refusing to step down even after numerous calls for him to resign, and now reports of several aides about to step down from within his administration. Good Day's Robert Moses outside City Hall this morning with what we need to know. Robert, what's going on?
Dan, protesters will gather here at 10 this morning to call on Governor Kathy Hochul to remove Mayor Eric Adams from office. Yesterday, the mayor accused his detractors of dancing on his grave, and he sounded more defiant than ever.
I got a mission to finish. I am going nowhere. Nowhere.
At two different churches in Queens, Mayor Eric Adams made it clear he will not leave City Hall on his own. He told worshipers what he would like them to say if they hear other people criticizing him.
Say, if you're not going to be with the brother, Negro, shut up. That's all. Shut up.
Support for the mayor, even in his own administration, appears to be crumbling. According to multiple reports, at least 3 deputy mayors, First Deputy Mayor Maria Torres Springer, Deputy Mayor for Operations Mira Joshi, and Deputy Mayor for Health and Human Services Ann Williams Isom have expressed plans to resign. After the Justice Department ordered charges against the mayor to be dropped, the acting U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York, Danielle Sassoon, and others in the department resigned in protest. Critics say the mayor is now beholden to the Trump administration.
The situation is very disturbing. Mayor Adams has a responsibility to convince the people of New York City that he will be able to continue to govern in a manner that puts their best interests first at all times, and that he's not simply taking orders from a Trump administration.
Hochul, remove Eric Adams! Hochul, remove Eric Adams!
Governor Kathy Hochul has the power to remove the mayor from office, and protesters in Lower Manhattan yesterday called on her to do exactly that. In an interview last week, she would not rule it out. From the sounds of it, the mayor will not leave on his own.
I'm not going to step down, I'm going to step up.
In addition to the protest against the mayor here at City Hall this morning, there will be one in support of him this afternoon at Rehoboth Cathedral in Bed-Stuy. The mayor has been invited to attend that gathering. It's unclear if he will. We're live at City Hall this morning. Dan, back to you.
All right, Robert, thank you very much. We'll keep.
This man said this in the church. Now, he does have his supporters. So let me just show one more thing. Hold on 1 second.
The most sanctified among us are calling for me to step down. I'm not going to step down, I'm going to step up. So no matter what they are saying, I'm going to continue to fight for you. I am going nowhere.
Not going nowhere. The pressure is mounting for Adams to resign after the Justice Department ordered corruption charges against him to be dropped. The mayor, however, is adamant he is not going to step down. Let's bring in Vicky Palladino, Republican New York City Councilwoman. Everybody's talking about you, Vicky. Good to have you here. And I know you have a fairly good relationship with the mayor, so please do tell us what you're hearing and what you want to see happen here.
I want to see him be justified. The funny thing is that it's not funny at all, actually. They've overstepped. You know, Hochul from upstate, her lieutenant governor putting the pressure on. This has been citywide now. Why? Why should he step down? Give me one good reason. And I want to hear it from their mouths. Why? Because Kathy Hochul says so, or the Democrats here say so. They're eating their own. What happened with Adams was quite simple. He actually moved to the middle. Now, the radical left here in this city cannot have that. That goes against everything that they believe in. He was never left enough for them ever. In conversations that we've had, I have said often, and I will continue to say today on air, they hated his guts right out of the gate. This was going to happen.
Okay, so he was seen at churches over the weekend. This is Sunday in Queens, place you know very well. Okay, so I thought we had more sound from the mayor there, but he's adamant. I mean, this isn't the first time since this happened. We've heard him adamant that he will not step down. You know, there's a lot of people who are going to look back at his time as mayor prior to all this and say, "Well, was he doing a good job then?" As a New Yorker, to that you say what?
I say I had several very good suggestions right out of the gate, but he would have been shunned by his own party right out of the gate, which was hire back the New York City workers that were laid off and fired and forced to retire because they didn't get the vaccine. So come out a hero and put them back to work right out of the gate. 22 March, you could have done that. You know what? When it comes to sanctuary city, sanctuary state, especially sanctuary city, executive order perhaps could have happened sooner than this. Once again, trying to appease to those who hate you. Why are you doing that? Now you got 3 lieutenant governors, deputy mayors, who want to step aside. To them, I say, so long, see you later, because you know what? If you don't have loyalty in your administration, you don't have anything.
Well, this administration, the new administration, the White House is fiercely defending him. This was Alina Habba this morning defending Mayor Adams. Listen.
This man was prosecuted because he was anti-sanctuary city policies. He wanted New York to be safe. He said, I'm going to protect the people of New York. That is the job I was given. And then all of a sudden, wow, he's prosecuted under charges and gone after.
I see you nodding in agreement, Vicki.
Yeah, absolutely. We said this way back when. As soon as he tried to move towards the middle, they came up with all these charges against him. Most important of all, remember this. They're trying to justify what they're doing. You know what? If Hochul wanted to use the power of the pen, she should have gotten rid of Bragg right away. We could have gotten rid of A.G. James out of the gate. Instead, you got a mayor who actually standing up for the people now and the safety of all New Yorkers, and they want him gone. It's so transparent.
Yeah. Well, this was pretty remarkable. If you did listen to a lot of what he had to say at those churches, he was warmly greeted over the weekend by the 2 Queens churches that he visited. At one point, he said, "People are dancing on my grave. I've got a mission to finish." So lastly, I'll ask you, with your ear to the ground as a New Yorker, what happens here? Where does this go?
This is a tough road, because if he's with Cuomo, who has not yet filed to run for mayor. If Cuomo comes in and the odds are against him, you know, there's a lot of conversations. There's a lot of different avenues. There's more than one way to skin a cat. And for me right now, with what Cuomo did to the state of New York while he was governor, let's see how short people's memories are. And with Trump in office, it gives Mayor Adams, which irks the Democrats more than anything, a leg to stand on. He will appeal to the Democrats that are centrist, and he will appeal to the Republicans. Yeah, most absolutely.
One of the Democratic conference leaders that are asking for his calls is calling on him to resign. Says, "It's never been in my history to suggest people should resign, but this situation is very serious." So that Democratic leader is calling for him to resign. We'll keep following all of this. Interesting developments over the weekend for sure. Good to see you, Vicki.
Ooh. Savannah, your thoughts?
Oh boy, this is a lot for Monday. It seems that no place is sacred anymore, and there is no respect at all for not only him being a government official, but a leader of a city, and his behavior has been absolutely anything but just. The only thing that is worse for the city of New York, with 47 and being involved and giving this mayor basically a get out of jail free card, is the deal that we don't know about that came with the decision to drop the charges against him. And I think there's such an untold story that we have yet to uncover here. And it's my heart breaks for the citizens of New York, because not only is their mayor corrupt, the police department, from of the stories that we did a few months ago with the captain and lieutenant, and doing all the essays with women and the other police officers. So it's just unfathomable the level of corruption that is going on here. And I think myself that have been following the immigration movement, because really that is a form of human trafficking that the United States has been doing for decades now. I just knew that the moves that the Democrats had, the positions that they put themselves in because of the Republican governors transporting immigrants to these cities, and then these Democrats not having, whether it be a mayor or governors, not having the resources to this was it was a no-win situation. So the immigration cause is one of the main reasons. So this lady who was talking is correct in some of the points that she was saying. Bringing all those undocumented people into the state of New York, it did make it highly unsafe. And I know Felicia will talk about this when she speaks, that the level of, because people were living in the streets, there was nowhere to house these people or to provide them with any type of resources. And this is a city that is strained on funding, and especially when you have people in positions of power that are abusing the systems that were designed to protect and support and assist the underrepresented and underserved. So I don't think this is the end of the story. Shame on him. I know there's quite a few other officials or people that are running to replace him. And I do think the governor does need to step in and remove him. I really do. And she will face some backlash. She will face some political backlash, because the MAGA movement is she feels some type of threat with the people coming to remove her. So she is in a position to lose her role, but I think right now her hands are tied, and she's going to have to serve the people of New York City and remove this corrupt mayor.
Thank you, Savannah. And I'm coming to you, Felicia. But you know what I think is sad is just in general, they always put the hard work on the backs of a female, right? A woman leader, because at the end of the day, the charges should have just never been dismissed. He should have had to face the music, and she wouldn't have to be faced with trying to get him removed. The consequences itself, I think, would have led to, like the end or the removal or whatever. But now, since that happened, they want to put it on her back, which is messy. Felicia, your thoughts?
Adiba, if I may, and I apologize, Miss Felicia, but from what I understand, that the charges were dropped, where he may come back. The state may come back and charge him at a later date. So he's not out of the clear yet. So they were just dropped but not dismissed, from what I read.
Yeah, but you know what, Savannah, and yes, you are correct. But you know what I think? I think that's just slickness of a move. I think, like you said, we don't know the backdoor stuff. And I think the backdoor stuff is Trump told him, you good, carry on with life. That's what I think, right? But go ahead, Felicia.
Well, good evening, everybody. Happy Barack Obama Day.
Happy Barack Obama
Yeah,
Day.
this President's Day. So I'm really glad to be here to celebrate it. There's a lot going on here. I'm going to slow it down a little bit, as I've been following Mr. Adams' career for some time. Right now, I think how we can entitle what's going on is called 6 Months a Slave, okay? So he has signed an agreement that he will work with Tom Horman, the ICE director, to come into this city, which is coined a sanctuary city, and he will allow him into spaces and places where normally Homeland Security and federal government and law enforcement can't go. One of those places I understand where he has set things up is over there at Rikers Island. And I did watch an interview where Mr. Harmon says, well, we're really excited about being in there because we're going to get all this intel and all this information, and we're going to be able to get these criminals off the street. So Rikers Island is a jail. So if you're in the jail, then you're not on the street. But that can become an oxymoron. So during the pandemic, Mr. Adams was the Brooklyn Borough president. And during that time, he was living, sleeping, bathing, making his vegan shakes in the Brooklyn Borough office. So some people say, how noble. Oh my goodness, he was on the job 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for 2 years during this pandemic. Well, the truth of the matter is he's a very cheap man. He don't like to pay any money for anything. That's including rent, mortgage, child support, taxes, and anything like that. So why do I bring that up? Well, many of you know that pardons cost. They run somewhere between $2 and $3 million. Now, for many of the insurrectionists and those folks, they got it free. But a lot of other folks, particularly people who have some melanin in their skin, they got to pay. And so he being so cheap, he didn't want to pay. So he went and got this third option where the people of the city of New York would have to pay. So he makes this deal, and this deal expires, I understand. I didn't see the document. I've been trying to find it sometime in November of 2025. So that's why I'm calling it 6 months a slave. So he has made agreements where he's going to allow ICE and Homeland Security to come into places and spaces and take people away. So if you find out I ain't come up on a panel for a minute, it could be I was in the supermarket, got caught up in a sweep because I don't always have ID. So we are moving with that kind of mindset because it's real. So when we talk about, well, Kathy Hochul should come in, that's the governor. She could have come in prior to that document getting signed. I understand at this point, these charges have been dropped for now, so she cannot necessarily remove him based on some fact that he had some indictments. But I also understand that there were some superseding indictments that they were going to bring forward. And I believe that some of that information comes from STD Jeffrey Madry that, booty up police captain, or what was it, head of patrol, Ingrid, his 30-year loyal assistant, the one that was perp walked out there for the $100,000 car with her son. And you got the Caban brothers, the twins, who were in NYPD shaking people down in the Bronx. You got the Banks brothers was shaking people down in Queens. So we got people who've already pled guilty. Now back to Mr. Adams. He says, and he has repeatedly said, he's innocent. He says he has the best trial attorney in the United States. And for those of you who don't know that is Alex Spiro, Sean Carter, Jay-Z's attorney. And he says he's innocent, and he's paying Mr. Spiro a pretty penny. So many people feel that when you are innocent and you do have an awesome attorney, you should go and stand trial. But some people feel he's terrified of jail. So I think what's going to happen here is the only person who seems to have thus far been successful with Donnie J is our Attorney General, Letitia James. And I noticed that this Vicky woman mentioned her, that she needs to move her out of the way. But they met over the weekend, and they're supposed to be able to come up with something that is going to free up the indentured servant called Eric Adams and get us out of this mess, because we are in a mess. And it's unfortunate that, one, I agree with you, Diva, that you would go into a place of prayer and worship, get in the pulpit, and start calling people out. Now, I know a whole lot of people ain't going to agree with me, but the American Negro did a lot of good for this country. And so I don't know, Negro, shut up. No, you shut up. You shut up. You stop being so aggressive. He's been saying people are out of their minds, and he's got problems with these folks who want to light candles against him and this, and that. No, sir. He's the one that says he doesn't know where he lives, and I'm very clear on that. They were saying he was living in New Jersey with 2 women.
Mm-hmm.
He moved in with 2 women. So he moved.
If I'm not mistaken, Felicia, in the same building, one on one floor, one on another.
So he moved to the 2nd floor with the first woman. Okay. And then one day he was on the elevator coming home, and he met the 2nd woman, and I think she lived up on the 7th floor, and he started seeing her. So he's seeing the woman on the 2nd floor, the woman on the 7th floor, and they're out there in Fort Lee, New Jersey. So he's not here. So they were saying that there was a residence issue, and he was out there crying with a big old handkerchief on his face, talking about, no, this is where I live. I live right here. This is my family. I'm protecting my family. And out comes this young man, and he says this is his son. So anybody who doesn't believe what I'm saying, his son doesn't have his name. So when your son doesn't have your name and you're not paying child support, don't pay no child support. And then you got another child up in the house, and you're not claiming him either. But we look at people because allegedly they're law and order, and they know something about policing, and they know something about fairness and all this stuff. And a lot of people fell for the okadoke, but I didn't, because somebody's sleeping in an office and they got pots hanging in between their boots, and they got their mother's ironing board from 1973 and they're all burnt up, and he's up there making vegan shakes, and he got his staff ironing the shirt and pressing the pants, and he's holding meetings in the bathrobe. Okay, who does that sound like? One's locked up and the other one's on the street. But this is true. You can go look at all the back stuff. I ain't making none of it up. And now we get to this. And according to some of the people I speak with, this man is terrified of having to be locked up. And that's what this is all about. So if all these other people have to go down and pay the price, that's okay, because he's terrified to go to jail. I think that this matter is going to play itself out, and hopefully the people will prevail.
Thank you. Tay, your thoughts?
Shame on him, shame on him. First of all, you don't say that anywhere in the lower house, my guy. Who you know as the mayor do that unprofessional in the lower house? You are not a man of God at all. You supposed to be the mayor who is helping the people out there. But now you in Donald Trump pocket right there. And that's what you is, Mr. Mayor. And you gonna take responsibility as a man. And how he is, Diva?
How old is he, you said?
Yes, ma'am.
Is he 60?
He's 64. He's a beat down old man.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you need to take responsibility, my guy. You need to. And you just one plain nasty dude at the same time. And that's all I gotta say about that, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
Pass me on this one, Diva.
Okay. Julius, your thoughts?
Like we was always taught, you do the crime, you do the time. But just like Diddy, and I know that announcement's gonna upset folk, but that announcement is coming in due time. I'm not surprised.
Katrina, your thoughts?
Well, I guess everybody kissed the ring, and I guess he's getting what he wants. Um, like the rest of them, they all did criminal things, and nobody's being held for their actions. So if you got the higher ups doing this, what about the small people that commit crimes and they go to jail? We still got what's her name, um, the lady that stole the chicken. She's still locked up, and these people is committing way more crimes and more higher price crimes than she has. It's ridiculous. Once they kiss the ring and vow they loyalty to Trump, everything is good. He makes it all better for them. But what about the American people that's suffering and can't get that chance? This is ridiculous and sad. And we see that these big officials, councilmen and governors and presidents and um, mayors all getting away with crimes, but the little people don't get away with crimes. This should be stopped. This is ridiculous. This is sad. And if anybody else had to go through the criminal law or get the criminal offenses or whatsoever and go to trial, I think he should have to do the same. This is ridiculous. And they're not teaching the American people anything. They're showing the American people that you can do anything if you got enough money and that you kiss the ring, that you can get away with everything that you have done. And this is so sad on so many levels. So I hope New York get the justice they need, because what is it they got to look up to? This is sad. This is ridiculous. That's all I got, Diva.
I appreciate you. Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So hello everybody. I hope everybody doing amazing. I'm praying for all y'all that stay in New York. I really am. My prayers and my thoughts go out to y'all. Um, this man has sold his soul to the devil. And he may not be reaping it now, but he gonna reap what he sowed. I just feel like we gonna see a lot of crooked stuff happen before we see the sun come out and shine. But y'all hold fast, y'all stay strong. The sun will come out again. So all the stuff that we're gonna go through, these dark times we finna see, just know it's not gonna last forever. The sun will shine again. I pray that all these people that's out here doing all these wicked, cruel, injustice things reap what they sow.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much. In my opinion, yeah, come on, Toria. Stay prayed up. We're gonna go ahead and roll into the next story. As I roll into the next story, thank you, Julius. Hit that like button, people. Hit the like button. This last story is Wendy Williams. Listen, I do think the constraints around Wendy is too tight right now. I'm not sure how much it should loosen up, but you know, the workers over there at the facility, they talking. They telling the business. Hold on, let me go ahead and share a screen. And I will say, Wendy Williams did get out this weekend and spend time with her dad for his 94th birthday. And dad was looking amazing for 94. Wendy Williams moved to memory unit after a boozy lunch at the facility. Okay. So they're letting you know that, listen, she didn't come to that facility and go right into this memory unit because she got a little out of control at the restaurant, at the facility there. They had to move her. So Wendy Williams ended up locked up in the memory unit of the assisted living facility she's called home for 8 months. So she's only been in this particular one for 8 months, according to this article. But apparently not because of dementia diagnosis. It's because she got drunk in the building's restaurant. An employee at the facility who has had numerous interactions with Wendy from the time she arrived tells TMZ Wendy was initially placed on the 3rd floor of the building, which does not have restrictions on a resident's comings and goings. Early on in her stay, Wendy went to the top floor restaurant bar for lunch. One source says Wendy began ordering drinks and got drunk. She was there for a long time, and when supervisors found out, we're told they were furious Wendy was served alcohol. Our source says shortly after the incident, supervisors decided to move Wendy to the 5th floor memory unit. where she would not have free access to the elevator. The reason, they didn't want her going up to the restaurant and getting drunk again. Problem was, the memory unit was full. So while supervisors waited for a room to become available, they kept Wendy on the 3rd floor, but had employees stand guard outside her room so she couldn't wander upstairs. Employees told Wendy the restaurant was under construction and was not operating. Days later, a room became available on the 5th floor and Wendy was moved. And she's been there for months. As you hear in our documentary, Wendy says she only breathed fresh air twice in 30 days when she went for dentist appointments. As for Wendy's memory, the employee says it's firmly intact, telling TMZ Wendy doesn't have good and bad days. She's the same all the time. Adding, you could tell us something today, and 2 weeks later, she'll remember it. Her memory is fine. We reached out to the facility so far, and no word back yet. Well, if her memory's fine, does she need to get off the 5th floor? At the very least. And why she can't have a cell phone? Why can't people come visit her? So this employee is talking, but it's going to be the detriment of that facility because it don't make sense. Savannah, your thoughts?
I agree, Diva. The constraints on Wendy and her their need to control even her basic rights of freedom, where she can communicate with her family or friends, or even when she does these phone interviews, it's like they're listening to her or monitoring what she says, or who can and cannot communicate with her. So I think that I don't think I fully trust this story, although I believe that Wendy does need some post care. And what the demon that she's battling is something she's going to have to battle for the rest of her life. Because this is, as long as we all know Wendy, this is something that she truly enjoyed, was her getting off of work, going home, and having a cocktail or 2 or 3. Or she was never one that shied away from telling us that she liked to party. So her relationship with alcohol is one that is unhealthy, and that she definitely needs to have some type of medical care monitoring. But the way that they have her contained and confined, I just feel that it's inhumane. Although they are trying to protect her from financial abuse, I don't understand why the restraints on not giving her connections to. They don't tell us where does she have mental health sessions. Does she come outside and are the grounds that she can walk on? Go for a walk, sit outside and read a book. Even her having her 2 cats around would have been something that would have helped her mentally get stronger. So I don't agree, or don't know if this story is completely truthful. I think it was in retaliation because she's been talking to the media so much lately and letting us know that she's fine. So all these stories that they're putting out about her being in a vegetative state are false. Does she have problems? Absolutely. I think we all can agree on that. And she needs some type of care, but not to this extreme, not what they're trying to do to her now. Because Wendy is also in her 60s. So it's sad. And I think that it's going to be a story that's going to continue to play out through 2025. I'm glad she got to spend the time with her dad. I think that was much needed. And Wendy just wants to be with family. And I can understand her what she wants right now.
Thank you. Felicia, your thoughts?
I wish her son the best in all of this. That's always been my comment. It'll continue to be the same. I hope he's able to figure out how to move forward in his adult life and have the best life he possibly can. I'm done.
Thank you. Tay, your thoughts?
You can skip me on this one, Diva.
Thank you. Wayne, your thoughts?
David, did now this incident at the restaurant, was this, I thought you said in the article that when she first got there, was this something that happened since we last talked?
Well, see, the thing is, nobody know what happened at the facility, right? So now the facility is talking. They said she's been there 8 months. So we know it's within a year, right? Because she is, from this article, she only been at that facility 8 months. So all they're saying is they're trying to explain why she's on this memory floor that she has told us about, right? Because she says she's on this floor with 80 years old. She's locked on the floor. You need a key to get on the elevator. So the facility, not themselves, because this is just an insider talking, is trying to explain, like, look, Wendy wasn't initially on that floor. Initially, she was on another floor. And then where you had more freedom. And with that freedom, she went to the restaurant. And when she went to that restaurant, she got drunk. But see, they should have spoke to that restaurant. But their answer to solve everything, because they couldn't block the rest of the people on the 3rd floor from going to the restaurant, their answer to solve everything was to move her to a floor where she couldn't wander. She couldn't get around.
You remember that lady that's over her, the guardianship?
Mm-hmm.
Remember they were saying, she was going to show that Wendy's not well. She may look good now, but she's not well. And I think I said the last time, I said, we're going to show you, right?
Uh-huh.
To me, it sounds like you could easily set somebody up if you know their weakness.
Right.
It would be easy to stir in that direction and nobody just happened not to see her, and nobody knew this is Wendy Williams and she's not supposed to be drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, it just sounds like a big setup, to keep her in longer than she need to be there. That's just my thoughts.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'll throw this in there. I know, and this is just general. I know sometimes we always think there's a conspiracy theory, but the truth of the matter is, Wendy, and even if you want to say you didn't know before, if you watched the Where's Wendy Williams on Lifetime, she got an alcohol problem. Matter of fact, I even back it up a little bit more. Before she lost her show, one time she came out on the show and was forced to say that, listen, here's my truth. I leave here and I go across the street to the sober house. Saying that, she was in treatment and in therapy then. So it's not far-fetched for me to believe that if the facility and she just got there and she still wasn't well yet, it's not far-fetched for me to believe she ended up at the restaurant. She got the drinking. And by the time the supervisors found her, she was drunk. But that restaurant, if it is in this exclusive facility in this building, to me, they should have some type of privilege, or not about they should know, okay, before you start serving the residents, because maybe the residents should have some type of ID on them. If a resident comes up there to eat, they should know their dietary restrictions or whatever. Don't necessarily have to know all their business, but they should know their dietary restrictions and say, okay, I know, Diva, you ordered XYZ, but I can't give that to you.
She ain't the only alcoholic in the building, is she?
I don't know who's in that facility or not, right?
Well, I'm saying, because I'm saying if this is a place where other people may have alcoholic problem as well. I mean, you can't tell me that if they're free, if they're on the 3rd floor where they're free to go and you kind of roam about, that a restaurant would be made notice of these people. I mean, if it's a part of the company, that just doesn't make sense.
It's not violating HIPAA if you going to. So if you are in, okay, so these assisted living facilities, and that's what she says she's in, right? And assisted living facilities, they have restaurants. And the restaurants do know the dietary restrictions of the residents. They have to. These people pay buku dollars. Even if you're not a Wendy Williams, some of these average, what I'm going to call average facilities, is $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month. that their family members are paying. And they do have the options of going to the regular cafeteria. They have options of having the food delivered to their room, or they have options of going to the different restaurants that are on the property. And you best believe that these restaurants know the dietary restrictions of Diva from room 124. Because if they don't, and they make a mistake and give Diva some shellfish, whether I ordered it or not, because maybe I am there because I got some type of issues with dementia, whatever. So if I order the shrimp or not, they better know Diva dietary restrictions or not. You got a whole family that's going to be suing. Because the reason why I got my family member in this facility that's causing us $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month is because y'all said y'all can handle it and y'all got it. So yeah, it's not HIPAA to know your dietary restrictions. It's not. Julius, your thoughts?
That was about to be my question. I'm like, why was the restaurant not informed of the dietary restrictions?
Well, is this is a little different. It's an alcoholic thing.
But it's like if even to serve alcohol in the hospitality industry, they should have a no serve list. And I'm pretty sure Wendy's name was on it. But I guess they didn't communicate.
They didn't communicate.
And it's like if they communicate, they'd be like, Miss Wendy, sorry, we can't give you that. Would you like a Pepsi or a ginger ale or something? If it was known that she did not, if she couldn't have any kind of liquor. Now I remember that episode when she passed out. When she was in the Halloween episode, actually. But she always talked about her struggles. From her struggles from the substances, even from the alcohol. She's always been open. So Wendy's addiction is not new news. But I do blame it on the lapse of the facility as well for not communicating with the restaurant. You can't just lock someone up like they're a criminal when you yourself didn't communicate. But I'm pretty sure they're like, oh, she's losing it again. Case in point, the conservator. Now, as far as her like mental and psychological health goes, I do believe she needs to have a therapist and also like a financial advisor, but not a conservator. Not a conservator. Because she's being held like a prisoner. Like she committed a felony. And I stand on that. And she shouldn't be held against her will.
Thank you. Katrina, your thoughts?
Yeah, even though they're holding her like that, um, I think they're trying to save her life. If she's at the bar that quickly and got hammered that quickly, and again, why they're, sometimes they have like, pictures of people that they can serve and not serve. But then again, that's against the HIPAA law for whoever this person is out here telling her business. Um, she's locked up in that facility and she can't get out because she's on a Alzheimer's floor. And at that point, they always lock those doors and they can't have phones or anything like that, but they still should have access to a main phone, like in like the what they call it, the living quarters or the common area. She should have a phone in that way. I don't see why she couldn't have one that way. But if they in that Alzheimer's floor, they always have those floors locked. And that way, because if they have Alzheimer's, they'll try to get out and go places and people have to look for them. So I understand them, I understand that floor. But as in not having a way to communicate with anybody else or talk to somebody else or whatsoever, or maybe they think that Wendy would tell somebody to bring alcohol to her if she's in that alcoholic state. And more likely, She's probably upset because she can't get the alcohol. She probably having withdrawals. She probably having the urges. She probably going through a lot of stuff. But it's her life. Even though they're trying to save her life with the conservatorship, I don't think it's right. But this is her life. If that's what she wants to do, I mean, who is them to stop her? Because, like I said before, an addict gonna do what an addict want to do. You can pray, you can do all this, but it's up to that person if they want to get clean and stay clean. You can't make nobody stay clean because plenty of people be in these rehabs, and the only thing that's focusing on their mind is what I'm gonna do when I get out, or I'm gonna get this when I get out. Because when they're in those rehab places and stuff like that, they're safe, because they know they can't get to it. But as soon as you release them, if they don't have the mindset and the willpower to stay away, they're gonna go right back to it. So it's not up to us to stop somebody from doing what they want to do. That person got to want to do it themselves. We can lock them up, we can take it away, but if they're not ready to give it up, there's nothing we could do. But the conservatorship and all that type of stuff, I mean, it's her money. I get it. They talk about her son spending his money. I'd rather for my son to have it and have fun or whatsoever than for this to be going to somebody that I don't even know. But I just pray she get better. That's all I got.
Thank you. In my opinion, your thoughts?
So I think the main thing of this story that nobody is catching is that the person that is telling on this story said she ain't got no problems. They said if you tell her something, 2 weeks later she gonna remember it. So I'm still trying to figure out how we got to this. Oh, Sabrina coming out telling everybody she has this capacity where she can't remember. And that's the reason why she there. So in other words, what y'all are telling me is y'all are violating her rights because y'all can't control the alcohol. So instead of you doing what's right, you violating her rights. Because what it seems like is on that floor, it doesn't have internet. It doesn't have a phone. It doesn't have a way for nobody to have services on those floors because those people have memory problems. She doesn't. It's a violation of her rights. I don't care how we mix it, serve it, rip it down. First of all, a conservator is not for you when you have an alcohol problem. That's not it. Okay? It has to be a medical issue. So I need to know what the medical issue is because now this is debunking the whole thing that Sabrina came out and told us about what was wrong with Wendy in the first place. You can't sit here and take your cut of the money because she's paying herself every day. A conservator pays themselves out of your money. So this lady is paying herself out of Wendy's money and telling lies to keep her on the floor that's for mentally ill people when she ain't even mentally ill because you can't control her going to the floor and getting drunk. You should have let her keep her apartment. That's what they should have did. And had somebody to stay with her, to cook meals for her, to make sure she took her medicine on time, stuff like that. Then you wouldn't be in this catastrophe that you in now. But no, you wanted to take all the money, you wanted to lock her away and throw away the key and act like it wasn't going to be no problems whatsoever because you thought this is what you can do. Because people don't care about people with melanin skin, we could just throw her away, steal her money, and be done with it. I'm still on the basis, free Wendy, okay? She got a problem. She need to handle her problem. But this is not a basis for you to take her money and tell us the lies that she got a mental problem when she don't have a mental problem. If people is coming out that's working at this place and say she don't have a mental problem, then I need to know why she's there. Why are you in the picture taking her money? Paying yourself a hefty salary at that, because I looked it up and these conservatives can make their own salary. So she know how much money Wendy got and she know how to stretch that thing out. They gonna keep on milking her till she dry. And I'm pretty sure the judge getting the cut of it too. Whether he getting a payment through his, his many contributions or whatever, he getting a cut out of it. And we violating another woman's rights. Boy, if that saying ain't true, a black woman is the last on the totem pole because not everybody robbing this black woman dry.
Well, in my opinion, you have spoken. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Listen, guys, I thank y'all for coming through for trending topics. It's a lot to talk about, a lot to digest. We're going to continue to stay connected to this Wendy Williams story. Like I said, she looked very happy. I saw plenty of videos with her and her son. Her and her son went to brunch, so she's good with her son. Listen, she said what she said, but at the end of the day, she still loves her son, and that's her only child. They was having brunch together. They looked extremely happy and all seemed well. So it was a very good thing, very nice thing. And then, with Mayor Eric Adams, he's a gangster. He's for the streets. Mayor Eric Adams, he came up in that NYPD, and I think he just was used to being arrogant. I feel like he was born out the womb just arrogant. It's an arrogant piece of something. And all I can say is, do what you do, but to be so disrespectful and to take that nonsense up in the church. And you know what, to these church people that let him in, y'all different, because he wouldn't have came up in my church. No, not with that foolery. I pass. But anyway, guys, y'all know the routine. If you did, Eric Adams is for the streets. Lisa said he is the streets. Well, come on now. He's the streets. He's the street. Yeah, she loves Kevin Jr. And Kevin, he loves his mom. He definitely loves his mom. Listen, guys, y'all know the routine. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, hit the like button all the way out. I appreciate y'all spending Monday night with me, and I'll see y'all tomorrow night. Good night and goodbye, everybody. Have a good one.
Do not cheat the diva.